Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel. Yay! So okay, I'm shooting this video from work because like my schedule's been like really tight. I haven't been having like too much free time to make videos. So today I want to talk about the process that I had to go through before I could get a placement as a pharmacy pre-reg student in Zimbabwe. So because I studied outside, because I did my bachelor's in India, when I came back I had to go through certain processes before I could be registered with the Pharmacy Council of Zimbabwe as a pre-reg student. So the first thing that I had to do was write a forensic exam. So this forensic exam is basically rules and regulations in the medical field or in the pharmacy field in relation to Zim. Yes, because when I was studying like in the regulations. So when I came back I had to write that exam so that I become familiarized and I know the rules and regulations in the pharmacy industry in Zimbabwe. So for that exam I had to pay a fee of about $56, and then they gave me reading material that I had to read within 2 weeks and then come back and write an exam. So I did that process. I read my notes, I went for the exam, which was really scary, guys, because it's like you just walk in, you'll be only alone daily. It's like you walk in, they give you the exam paper and then you write. I wrote the exam, although I was like really anxious. I was very anxious. I wrote the exam and then the results came back after 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks that's when I got back my results, and it's a good thing I passed. So from there, now what I had to do was look for a placement. So when you look for a placement to practice as a pre-reg pharmacist, you should look for a placement that is a supervisor who is registered with the Pharmacy Council, because not every pharmacist is a registered supervisor. So when you're looking, you have to look specifically for a pharmacist who is a registered supervisor. So I went through that process and it was really tiring and traumatizing for me, honestly, because I was dropping out my CVs to different places, private pharmacies, individual pharmacies. I was doing all of that, but then like I was not getting any responses. Like I was not being called for interviews. No one was asking me for, you know, for me to come and work for them basically. So it was really traumatizing. I was hopeless at that point in time, because I think I did almost like 2 months whilst I was looking for a placement and then I could not get any placement. And I feel like the biggest challenge was firstly, if you go looking for a place but then you find out like, okay, they already have someone who was like a local who was studying in Zim, who was going to work there voluntarily for the past maybe a year or 2. Now when they graduate, automatically they take that person as a pre-reg student. So for me, the fact that like I was not around at that point in time, and they coming now and saying like, okay, I'm looking for a placement, I would not be their first choice, you know. And the other challenge that I faced was most people or most pharmacists prefer people that I studied locally. For what reason, I don't know. And the other challenge that I feel like I had was specifically for placements in town, in the CBD, which I think at that time was not a good idea. So that's when I started looking in local pharmacies within the community in my area where I live. And then that's how I ended up here in this pharmacy, Medicare pharmacy in Zimbabwe. So I was lucky enough, I got a placement here. So after I got my placement, I also had to register with the Pharmacy Council. So I had to submit paperwork, like they give you a list of requirements, like of all the documents that you need to submit. I submitted my paperwork and I also had to pay a fee of about, I think it was about $65. And then from there I submitted the process, my paperwork, and then everything was okay, and they called me in for an orientation. I went there, they oriented me, where they just like basically tell you what is expected of you, and yeah, that's that. And they gave me my ID card, and they gave me my certificate, my pre-reg certificate. So that is when like they marked like, okay, you have started your pre-reg. So pre-reg is basically 1 year. In this period of 1 year, you have to work under a licensed supervisor who will be teaching you stuff like the practical stuff that you need to know, because in school you get the theory, but now you get to apply the practical things. So in this pre-reg process, you have to work in a retail pharmacy, you have to work in a hospital pharmacy, you have to work in an industrial pharmacy setup again, so that you get exposed to all the environments, so that you get to know every part of the field, of the pharmacy field. So right now I'm working in a retail pharmacy, and I guess my experience has been really exciting and good and inspiring, because it's like a community pharmacy. People come in with their issues, with their problems, and we try and help them the best way possible. So I guess that's really interesting. So expect more videos where I'm going to be sharing with you guys my daily routine, what I do as a pre-reg student. Yeah, but as of now, I'm working at the OTC, over-the-counter drugs that do not require prescriptions and whatnot. But do expect more content from me that has to do with my area of expertise, that is pharmacy. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos.